start with a formal good morning. Did everyone have a good evening last night? Yes? Good sleep for everybody? Sort of, not really, yes? All right. So, before we get straight into the demonstrations, let me just give you a sneak peek of what we're going to do today. Exactly what we did yesterday. Okay? We're going to include some new principles. And we're going to get more into, if you look at what we did yesterday, it was more just getting them into trance. Okay, we explored a few things of what we do when they're in there, with some repeating back, with some implying and using the negative problem and using that for the trance procedure. Okay, so what we're going to start to include today is shaping trances, which involves hypnotic phenomena, which, you know, if it comes up, we'll utilize it. But also something called stacking realities, okay, which is going to combine some confusion and some conversational hypnosis all blended together. Okay, we'll talk about how those principles come into play as well. And our goal today would be obviously to get as many demonstrations of you guys performing and in action. Okay, and we're going to start to look at going right through the therapy as well, and looking at what we can do in the therapy. You know, how can we include some stories, some metaphors. A couple of things spontaneously came up yesterday which we were able to use, which was great, but I want to just keep pushing down that road as well and giving you guys plenty of opportunity to come together. So who noticed as well, there's not really a lot of instructions I'm giving you about how to do this? Who's finding that a very different way than what you've normally been taught previously? Okay. The reason this is important, and the reason it's set it up purposely for that, is to give you a contrast to show you what you can do with a lot and also what you can do with hardly anything. Okay, meaning that as you go through the interaction, you're just working step by step by step by step, instead of getting a client into a position or they're offering you some sort of idea of what technique would best suit them. Does that make sense? We haven't even looked at techniques, have we? And we're not going to. I want to show you how you can get so much done through just investigating the problem into the problem itself and not out of the problem towards something else. Okay. Also, just to recap as well, we looked at yesterday, how do we do or work with problems that are less remedial, as in I want more out of something in life. We're going to do one of those formal demonstrations as well. And it's a good idea to keep in mind, the way to use that is for things like sports enhancement. Okay, if anyone wants to work with athletes or professional golfers, footballers, something like that, or just even the general public who has everything great in their life that they assume, but they just want a bit more of something. Okay, it might start out that way, but in most cases it will go backwards and remedial into something more negative, but in some cases it will just expand to the positive. Okay, and that's just to highlight the principle of how using something where a client starts negatively and taking them to a positive place and just reinforcing that positive place blows out the negativity. Okay, then at some point what I want to do, if you, as a group, you're okay with, is we'll do a demonstration, and then I'd like to look and almost rewind the whole demonstration and talk you guys through step by step why we did this, why we said that, how it all came together, and give you guys like a template to look back on. And we'll do that as a big group, so I think it'll be a useful exercise, and it will just show you how it all comes together. Okay, so with that in mind, let's get straight into a demonstration. One client, one therapist. Who wants to be the client? Do you want to come up? Be your first one? Okay. Do you want to be a client? Excellent. So we have two. So guys, can I grab a couple of those black chairs? Okay. Thank you very much. Excellent. Thank you. Just watch your steps, guys. Get yourself nice and comfortable. See anywhere you want to sit. Okay. All right. That's it. Spread yourself out a little bit more. Give yourself some room. Okay. All right. So let's do the same thing as yesterday, with the assumption, I really want you to take note of this. At no point, Kerry, try and solve the problem. All I want you to do is just tease out information. When you see an unconscious moment, what's our goal with an unconscious moment? What should we do? That's all right. Blank's good. So just to point it out with a simple process instruction like, oh, you know, what was that? Or there you go, that's right. I will employ the stop talking hand, okay? It just means that if I'm doing that, it's not what you're saying is wrong, but I just want to show you how you can let the unconscious moment go through the cycle it needs to before you start talking again, and then we'll go through therapy and all that as well. Okay? So, I'm in the background, don't worry about me. You guys interact the best way you can. Let's see what we can solve and we'll go from there.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? That's good. What would you like to work on today?
I've been training for a long time and I don't have the courage to establish my business and do full time.
So you want to go full time with your business, and your business being?
Coach and hypnotherapy.
Okay, coaching and hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
So are you doing it part time at the moment? Or?
Yeah, very casual, like very part time.
Very,
Yeah.
Okay, so very casual, very
Yeah.
part time, and
Right.
you want to take it full time.
Yeah.
So what's stopping you from doing that?
I keep making myself busy between here and there and the other job and pretending I'm busy.
So you keep pretending you're busy?
Yeah.
So if you're pretending, are you saying that you're not busy, or?
No, I am busy and I like the job I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I use my skills with this job and something stopping me to do to become as a hypnotherapy by myself. Like I use my skills in the job I have now.
Mm-hmm. So
But-
you're using your skills?
Yeah.
And do you enjoy using the skills then?
Yes.
You do?
Very much. Yeah.
Yeah, but you just want to go out.
Yeah.
On
I
your
want
own?
to be in the business with myself only, like my own business, not with other people.
Mm-hmm. And you keep telling yourself you're busy doing other things.
Yeah.
And let's pause right there. Great start. Okay, not too intrusive. Okay, we're just finding out bits of information, but something's already come up. Okay, it was very, very quick. It was right at the start. I always think it's really nice when the unconscious mind plays the game straight away and just gives us a little bit at a time. And that's the thing with the unconscious mind. If only it would tell us what it really wants or what it's really thinking, but it doesn't communicate like that. What it does, it gives you little bits and pieces. And the assumption I can make from this, having seen this many, many times, is like the unconscious mind is testing you as a therapist. Do you have the skills or do you have the care and the heart to deal with a big issue? So let me just give you little bits and see what you can do with the little bits. And when I can see you're up to scratch with me as the unconscious mind, then I'll help you. Okay, I think that's a fantastic way the unconscious mind thinks, because I mean that doesn't just trust anybody, and that's its role. Okay, so what do we know so far? Let's look at this really mechanically. What have we heard?
That she likes her job that she has now.
Yep.
And she uses her skills in that.
Yep.
She wants business by herself, but keeps making excuses as to why she could have her own business.
Excellent. Yep, I will agree 100%. Okay, so what happened at the very start? You actually questioned it, which was fine, which I think was a great job. Does it make you curious about why she said she's pretending?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. I wonder why she's pretending, or what's she pretending for. So make of that what you will.
So you said you're pretending to be busy. Why are you pretending?
Avoiding my establishment, to establish my business. And do the step I have to do it.
And what would
To do the steps.
to do the steps that you have to do?
Yeah.
So what came out of that? It was a very powerful word. It happens. These happen very, very quick.
Yep.
Okay. The word avoiding, I think, is important. And the way she said it, there was a long delayed blink. And it's almost the same thing as what she said before. It sort of groups in the same category. I'm pretending.
Yeah.
I'm avoiding. So that's the unconscious nod, like, yes, you heard me. Okay, which is a good thing. I'm curious, and I'm sure she is as well, what's this avoiding thing for? So if we dig down into that, we can expect some sort of pain to come out, and from that we'll start to create some leverage.
Yep.
So we've got tissues nearby just in case. That's not priming. She's looking at them though. Yes, we're safe. Okay. But yeah, you've got two common themes. I'm pretending.
Anyone say cry or my
Yeah.
legs come straight away.
This is just to be sure.
Just to
Okay. But you know you're safe, right? You know Kerry's going to look after you. Okay. So what I would like you to do is spend your time now looking into the theme of pretending, avoiding. what's making her want to do this? Not why, because she'll give us an excuse, okay, which is the business, which is part of the problem, I'm sure. But I'm curious, why has she created the problem and used those words to express it? Okay, so make of that what you will, and let's see where we go.
You said that you pretend to be busy, that you avoid doing things.
Yeah.
So, what do you mean by that?
Like, I mean, like, I have choice to have the job, the other job, or not, because I'm working casual. And I can say no when they call me because I can do other stuff in my business. But
What's happening right now?
Making excuses?
Yep, that's definitely part of it. Did you notice what happened at the start? Okay, so it's something at the start, and she actually, yeah, there's definitely some sort of parts integration there, but we're going to avoid that for now. But she actually gave us a confusing statement. She negated herself. I've got the job, something like, I'll have to paraphrase, I've got the job, and I can do it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, right? Okay. But you got to think about it like this. We looked at negations before, and we know negations means there's two parts in the mind. You know, it's like saying, I love the chocolate, but then I don't. Okay, now I'm saying I've got the job, and I can have the job if I want, or not. The or not, you can hear it in the tone, that's the unconscious mind saying something to us. So what I would like you to do is take the phrase however you remember it, and I'd be just curious in the way that you present it, saying something like, so you've got the job, or not? And let's just see what comes from that.
So you've got the job, or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask again.
So you've got the job, or not?
Yeah, because I do job, like as I told you, it's casual. Like I have a choice to work or not. But every time they call me, I haven't say no.
See the eyes again?
I just want to say yes. I want to accept the job. I couldn't say no to them, to the other job, I mean.
So what does that get you curious about?
Why she can't say no to them?
Yeah, could be a part of it. I think you might have got her with that.
Because I enjoy the job.
Yeah.
And I want to keep going with them because...
And you can do the job,
yeah.
or not.
And I can do the job or not, yeah.
You can do the
I
job,
choose to do it.
and you can do the job,
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah, but I choose.
I know. And you can choose to do the job, or not.
Yeah, I can.
That same theme occurring in the way she looks at hypnotherapy. I can choose to do the hypnosis or not. And that's the avoidance, the escape. Do you see how that's all coming together? Yeah. And it's not taking anything away from the problem. Yeah. It's just there's these little twists along the way. Okay? So I'm going to butt out. See where you go.